Hi, everybody. I mean, I'm not sorry to be here. I'm really happy to be here.
Would you like me to
Sorry, I
read
was
your
muted.
Would you like me to
So
read your
yes, I would
bio
like
or
to.
no?
I would really
Okay.
like you to do that, David. I'd be
Okay.
so-
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
I'd like Rick to
Uh,
record.
oh yes, indeed. Okay. So D.A. Rorschach Wilson, poet, storyteller, mythological performance artist with deep roots in Northern California and aspirations to be a world traveler. Publisher of Rorschach Page, San Francisco Literary Street Flyer, anthologized in books and periodicals, author of one book of poems with several others in the works. Rorschach leads locally and internationally. Sorry, Rorschach reads locally and internationally, leads as well. And so online with Spoken World since March 2020. Endless appreciation of David Barnes and some Dave Dude. Thank you so much for that nod. And everybody who has performed and contributed as the global locals on the World Wide Web. So this is Spoken World Online, week number 155, Rorschach Notes, and he gives links to his web page and link tree. And so please go right ahead.
Thanks. Thank you, David. Thanks very much for that. And so the last few times I've had been afforded extended time, I've read longer pieces, but today I'm going to read a bunch of mostly shorter poems. Start with the first hours of a rainy day. Lines in Oakland lines. Endless freeways in California. Misty forests and angel minstrels. All is all is lines. Loved the girl, he loved the girl. Orange thinness, yellow sun. Springs and clocks, human fetus, incredible photos. Beetles in yellow submarines. The circle is magic. Child's art and pumpkins grand. Such a perfect smile. No more, no more, gone. All is darkness never ending. The sun's not seen in Oakland, but lines are in the painter's eyes. Phantom visions. Lightly thrummed prelude lends color to the gray, cloudy sky. It is a harp. Long beach grass sways in an everlasting wind. Deep blue mist flows across a lake's rippling surface. Beyond its unfathomed depths lie the secrets of all time. But they are hidden. A red tinge divides what is warm from what is cold. The beauty is a ghost. Suddenly a flute and a drum awakens all who sleep with their heads on their knees. The purple event of twilight plunges all into alertness, while the birds and the ghosts sing unobserved. Their stories are untold. And the lake waves lap against the gravel. The sound becomes indistinguishable from the drum. The harp slowly fades. The ghosts cry and suck in their breath. Sleep hides the secret. Somewhere a flute song is heard. The wild-haired phantom. The wild-haired phantom laughs, a sullen laugh, while the wind blows green and blue, luminous, like certain mystery nights. The moth flutters, softly flutters. I see it. I see us leap into the desert where the cactus grows, and be sure coyote howls. I see the sun going down and the wind whip dust, fury in the orange light. Visions of the power of human imagination. Darkness a veil over and above avenues in late hour night, where neon and streetlights shine on restaurants and hotels, and musty shades are drawn behind dirty glass windows. Multi-dimensional space rafts drift in basement rooms, living cells of humanity. How to define humanity? While the cold gray bankrupt city murmurs in its nighttime growl and waits and waits, awaits. Phenomenal spacecrafts work on aspects of a puzzle begun long ago. Sometimes the idea gets lost. Pills, potions, and powders, keys can be unlocked doors, but too often, all too often, clung to, indulged in the backward steps. Thorns in the path, leather boots worn clear through, poisons flooding the mind in a quest of meaningless glory, while multitudes disgruntled remain hungry on pavements. Look out through sober eyes, look out through crazy eyes, through wild eyes, level-headed eyes. Dream about songs heard before, anticipate songs yet to hear. Sit and wait for an explosion. Youths with one life to live and no hope of survival. Chat in endless associations, drink coffee in all-night cafes, look for lovers to share passions to hide with in the dark. Secret fears creating black holes in relationships. The devil, the guardian at the gate with eyes that shudder and glow, one claw raised before him, and the other he holds the key to your bondage. And the twofold entity, one soul tormentor, one soul tormented, breaker of the law, upholder of the truth, drags up alleyways, down roads never seen before, makes weary eyes perceive visions of the power of human imagination. The city sucks lives away, bombards bodies endlessly. Breathe all things, absorb through skin, smile, live day to day, grasp some notion in the quiet night. The archangel shall blow upon his horn, and the dead shall rise up from out of their coffins. And we come from dust, and to dust we shall return. The funny face gang, screaming, gleaming, close at hand, churning, burning in the sand. Forget them, lad, let them hang. Forget the funny face gang. Growing, sowing across the land, moving, grooving, contraband. Escape your evil ways, she sang. Escape the funny face gang. Listening, glistening to a band, hearing, cheering each demand. Ignore their blasts, ignore their bang, ignore the funny face gang. Biting, fighting, reprimand, beaming, dreaming, final stand. Deny them all, that last cry rang. Deny the funny face gang. My friend Giant, like my friend Giant, he is invisible, my friend Giant. He is tall. He is taller than heaven. Taller than heaven? Yeah. My friend Giant is taller than heaven, but he can shrink until he's only this big. Only that big? Yeah. My friend Giant can shrink until he's only this big, but then he can be seen. He is blue. Blue. Yeah. Blue and green. But he won't let you see him. But why not? Because you are a grown-up. Santa Barbara, California, at a giant burger stand before a concert. Stray, gray, and bleary Santa Barbara morning need air to write, poems to breathe. Radio voices whisper, fan churns, and trick drug crow, caw, consciousness cause. To whom this may or may not concern the newspapers, not to be confused with the funny papers. I am trapped between four walls in a giant burger establishment. Tom Phipps and Shangri-La telling me this is where it is at, man. Me a little leery. That bus ride was no piece of cake. Rather a thermos full of gin. Smoking El Dopo, El Rosencruz, the temple, drowned in sorrows. Drugs are no excuse. So what's your excuse? Reawakened in the magnolia fragrance, born again and again, 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 again. I wonder clearly. Poem's voice, speak through me. The channel that has been blocked seeks the catharsis, burst free flow energy, carousing, constructing, new intercut turnings. A lady waiting for me at the bus stop, me with indigestion, clinging to straws in the fog, the back of a hamburger stand. The eye watcheth over us, waiting on a redheaded lass. Sunny times at the beach, trolls in Ventura. Oh yeah, oh wow. Sky high pie. Crazy, silly, funny day. Deep within our hearts we pray. Singing songs that have no words. Hiply talking with the birds. Wrapped up in blankets to keep warm. Cold rain of winter's storm. Sleepy back behind my eyes, less and less and still less wise. Keep growing, man, and you will be free. Jump off a mountain, climb a tree, singing songs that have no tune beneath the white light of the moon. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Live your life, or you will soon die, and join that cosmic sky high pie. Magenta mountains, closed circuit television cameras spying on your head, you paranoid freak. You ain't never been a painter, laughing in a stream of colors all day long, because the painter's eye reflects the real thing. Be it wonderful, commonplace still life, or swirling shapes of fragmenting magenta mountains on your brain, the open door of memory, calling for an image, either drawn or painted, spoken or written as a magenta poem splashed upon a canvas. Hide. Hide, because if you walk down the street, you will find nothing new, nothing borrowed, nothing blue. You can plan each appearance and disappearance and reappearance. Sound good? Going broke? Ready to try something new? Hide. I love you. So I'm gonna slip in a few lines here from one of my all-time favorite poems. This is from the Contemporary Manners, Ezra Pound, from 1919. This is just the last lines from the poem. It says, there will come no more the old men with beautiful manners.
Arab looking at us. Was a
Happens.
serious.
Quick, Rick, hit mute. Good job. There will come no more the old men with beautiful manners. With his blouse full of apples, un tout petit garçon, with his blouse full of apples and sticking out all the way round, blagueur. And he said, oh, Abelard, as if the topic were much too abstruse for his comprehension. And he talked about the great Mary and said, Mr. Pound is shocked at my levity, when it turned out he meant Mrs. Ward. Sticky pages. And the other was rather like my bust by Gautier, or like a real Texas colonel. He said, why flay dead horses? There was once a man named Voltaire. And he said, they used to cheer Verdi in Rome after the opera, and the guards couldn't stop them. And that was an anagram for Vittorio Emanuele R. di Italia, and the guards couldn't stop them. Old men with beautiful manners, sitting in the row of a morning, walking on the Chelsea embankment. And she said, you remember Mr. Lowell? He was your ambassador here. And I said, that was before I arrived. And she said, he stomped into my bedroom. By that time, she had got on to Browning, stomped into my bedroom and said, I ask you, do I care too much for society dinners? And I wouldn't say that he didn't. Shelley used to live in this house. She was a very old lady. I never saw her again. Okay. Now, thanks for the indulgence. And now back to something I wrote. Shakespeare's Coffee. So many poems, so many books, piles of poems and books and dust. The music plays on. Gray light flits through the shutter slates. singing poetry slowly and softly on a wooden stage through a microphone, booming stone voice, revibrating, long hair waving, crowd energy feeding. And are there ages hence and states unborn and accents yet unknown? I want another cup of coffee, one more joint before I go, one more kiss I've yet to know. Endless miles of asphalt, I cannot help it, I mean, always returning to the asphalt. It's so apparent in its presence, shouts it out, laughs at me, calls me a hypocrite. When the hell have you ever lived? Oh, William Shakespeare, thou art mighty yet. Thy words walk around and turn our pens in our own proper minds. Have you seen all these fears flowing out of these light specks between darknesses? A momentary awareness, all that is required to withstand the ages this life is now. We're having roast duck for dinner. Weekend nights, walking stoned and drunk through the city streets, watch mental monsters munching mothers mercilessly. Diabolical, the evil ideas about the fall and rearrangement of the world pour through my head, all in practical, fantastical pipe dreams. I would like to see myself in a green, springing pastoral world, smiling and meeting peaceful people. I see that possibility all around me. But I also see the way the world is. Just two more short ones. The father, lying in the meadow, pressing grass back, eyes tightly closed, the sun, white, orange through my eyelids, wind howls, tries to move, the heat. Overhead through fiery orange eyes, the green globe, creatures huddled on it, wind blowing my smiling face. It is good to make them warm. And I'm going to conclude with this, and this one in a way kind of reminds me of David Sawaz's lines, Curtain Dreams. This is observational meditations. The tree was brought on a boat. On the other side of the mountain, they hide. If beauty dwells here, it is dust. On the road, demons growl. Children believe in colored lights. With words, they will please her. Merci beaucoup.
Thanks a million, Rorschach. What a journey and a treat to hear a lot of your shorter works from First Hours of a Rainy Day all the way through the Funny Face Gang, and so many that I hadn't heard as well. Incredibly contemplative. And I love at the end, thanks for the nod of the head. I love those observational meditations where, beauty, it is dust. You're describing dust a lot, and and I like it because there it is in life. So born again and again and again, and you have piles of poems and books of dust. And I enjoyed enjoying that concert from Sky High. And my favorite thing though was the you have the painting where there's a magenta mountain, but then you go to the magenta poem splashed upon a canvas. And you've got this observation that painters reflect the real thing. It's not just photographs. The painter's eye takes it even farther beyond and takes a snapshot of the real thing. Love it. Let's open up the floor, not to fall through, but anyone else that would love to have your comments on Roarshock's pieces.
Well, I'm used to Roarshock singing and playing the guitar, so this was a total revelation, all these dynamic metaphors. I'm just so used to your songs. I never heard so many poems before from you.
Thank you.
With very powerful metaphors. So I was really expecting you to start singing soon.
I've never heard you sing. Wow. We both know different facets of the great Rorschach.
Lovely, sir.
Generalissimo is here. Yes,
Lovely.
indeed.
Thank you. I was so happy to see so many of my friends here today. So thank you all for being here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can I say, I just feel like with Rorschach sometimes that he brings us through these decades, and I remember some of the innocence of when I was younger. I don't know. He seems
Me
to
too.
put some of this and wrap it up for us.
I vaguely remember some of that. The poems help bring back some of those memories.
Yeah, the words sound simple, but the meaning runs deep. Like the whole question of, I see this and that, but I also see what is. And that's a big theme, double consciousness, like how people understand things and what you really know it is. I mean, that's an exploration, really. And the other thing I liked, which I don't think I ever heard, a dialectical poem where the adult was talking to the kid and the kid was talking to the adult, and you finally come to the synthesis. You can't see him. Like the kid, because
even when he's little and blue, you still can't see him.
Can't see him. Yeah, I thought that was great.
That poem was pretty much a verbatim of a conversation I heard between an adult and a small child on a bus one time.
Oh,
You're a great observer. I mean, that's one thing. All your poetry is about your observations.
verbal snapshot there. That's great.
If that's true, then I observe some weird stuff because I do get a few strange things.
like the Jesus smackdown.
That's right. That's really true, man.
Oh my God, that was funny. Like Buddha saying, normally I'm all about peace and love, but not today. You're going
Jesus,
down.
you're going down.
Oh, the memory. Great. Or very well done. Thank you so much, Roarshock.
Thank you, David, so much for.
I want to say something. This is Rusty. Roarshock, you are the Walt Whitman of the West.
Wow.
And in the same way as Walt, I could hear it. You celebrate nature, love, relationships, and just simply being alive. So it's always delightful hearing your work. And even with the tongue-in-cheek, that one that I love, that I can't even say it, that fun one, that character you do, that gives me a chuckle.
I'm glad. I'm very glad. Thank you, Rusty.
That's great. The Walt Whitman of the West. I love that.
I didn't read the one about the beast that eats the poets today.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I love. Oh my God.
Anyone else want to comment? And Lee will be after.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you tremendously.